Okay, hey guys, it's the Keto King here, and today we're going to be making some low-carb Jicama fries. Now these low-carb fries are as close as you're going to get to regular French fries. They're really easy to make. The ingredients you'll need for these low-carb Jicama fries are some salt, some high-temperature oil such as avocado oil, some ground cumin powder, and some paprika powder. And of course, you'll need some jicama. Let's get right to it. So if you guys haven't heard of jicama, don't worry, you're not the only one. This only came to my attention relatively recently. Just take a look around your supermarket and you'll be surprised to find it sitting right there for you. So first off, grab your jicama and you want to peel the skin. Okay, so once you've peeled your jicama, it actually looks a little bit like a regular white potato. So I'm going to use two different methods to cut these jicamas. One I'm going to use with a regular knife and I'm going to cut them into slightly thicker fries. And then with the other one I'm going to use this mandolin I have, which has an attachment to cut it up into somewhat French fry looking shapes. So we're going to do two batches, one of each type, and see which one comes out better. So using the mandolin attachment, all we simply do is put the jicama on here, slide it through both the French fry attachment and the main cutting attachment to get the French fry shapes. Now with the mandolin, because this is a really tough vegetable, it's advisable to get an extra pair of hands to hold the mandolin while you slide the jicama through. Alright, and then you end up with these. Actually, they look amazing. Look at this. Beautiful French fry shapes. They're quite thin, so that's why with this other one, I'm going to cut it thicker. Now, jicama can be eaten raw. In fact, most of the uses I've seen and read up about are actually using it raw, such as using it in a salad. Now, if you taste this on its own uncooked, it's actually really pleasant. The best way I can describe it is a combination between an apple and a raw potato. More leaning towards the apple side because it actually does taste good. It's really like an apple that's not that sweet. So I could see a lot of great uses for this. So I'm excited to explore what other low carb or keto recipes I could use with jicama. And then for the big one, I'm just going to use the sharpest knife I have and get it into as close to French fry shapes. But again, I'm making these a bit thicker. Cut off all the edges just to try and make it a square shape. End up with pieces looking like this. And then cut these into French fry shapes. And then just cutting off the ends to make them nice and straight. And you end up with some French fries like that. And after all the chopping, here we have our two sets of fries. Got the thicker ones here on the left. This is roughly what they look like. And then we've got the somewhat shoestring-like fries on the right. Right, now grab yourself a pot with some boiling water on. Add a little bit of salt to the water. Now I'm doing two batches because we're doing one with the shoestring fries and one with the thicker jicama. Once the water is boiling like this, just simply put your fries straight into the pan. Give them a stir. Right, and we're going to boil these for 10 minutes. Now would be a good time to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then after 10 minutes, you can take these off the stove, and then you want to pop them in a colander. Right, then grab your jicama fries out of the colander. Pop them into any type of mixing bowl. Now we're going to be adding in some avocado oil. Now this is a high temperature oil, meaning that it doesn't degrade at higher temperatures. It's because we're putting this in a 400 degrees Fahrenheit oven. It is preferable, but I feel olive oil would still work here if you don't have this, although I would highly recommend you going out and purchasing this. It's just a great addition to have in your cupboard, in your pantry, for uses when you know you're going to be frying your oil on really high temperatures or any other sort of applications. So now I've got about roughly 2 to 3 cups of Jicama fries here. I'm gonna eyeball it, but I'm probably adding around 2 tablespoons of this avocado oil. Right, and now comes the fun part, adding the spices to it. Here, you guys, get creative, go wild, put whatever you want on it. I'm gonna show you what I'm putting on, and I'll give you some suggestions for other additions. So we're gonna add some salt. Again, no real measurement here. I just eyeball it. And feel free to taste as you're going, seeing if you're happy with the amount of spices you have on it. Next, we're going to be adding 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of cumin powder, and then 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of paprika. Now, other suggestions you could add are some garlic powder, or perhaps some onion powder, or any other herbs and spices you would want on your fries. I see McDonald's now has a garlic and parmesan fries. You could do something like that. Really, guys, it is up to you. The options are endless. Give that all a good mix. Be sure to get the oil covering and coating all of these Jicama fries. Alright, and how good are these looking? Right, then grab yourself a baking tray, line it with some tin foil or aluminum foil. I'm using a non-stick spray. Just giving a really light coating. Grab your Jicama and spread it out evenly on the baking tray. And try to get them lined out like this so none of them are overlapping. If they do, or a few here and there do overlap, it's really not the end of the world, but this is the ideal situation. Then pop these in your preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. So at about the halfway point, you want to just take out your fries and flip them over. You want to try to get an equal frying on both sides. A little bit tedious, but just try to turn every fry over and then pop it back in the oven. And then after your 30 minutes, I recommend putting it on grill or broil and keeping an eye on it, making sure it doesn't burn, but that'll just help give it a slightly crispier outside. And then just after a few minutes on grill in the oven, they come out looking great like this. Here are the shoestring fries. As you can see, they've reduced quite a lot. And here are the thicker ones, looking really nice. And you end up with low carb Jicama fries like this. Now, I may have been a little heavy-handed on the spices, creating a slightly darker fry. Just using a little bit less would make it look a little more comparable to your French fries. But this is what you end up with. And really, guys, it looks great. We've got the shoestring fries here. They're much smaller. They did shrink considerably in the oven. They still taste really good. But these ones look like the winners to me. I mean, look at this. This is fantastic. It holds in place. Dip it in some low carb ketchup. Man, you are winning here. I can promise you, this is really good. But all I can say is hamburger and fries is now back on the menu. And if you haven't checked out my low carb hamburger bun recipe, you have to check it out. I'll put a link to it on the screen now. This is a wonderful substitute for French fries. Give these low carb Jicama fries a go, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. As always, I put the macros and the ingredients list for all my recipes in the description box of the video below, so go check that out. I've included the raw Jicama macros down below, but from my reading online, it appears that once these are cooked or boiled, the macros change significantly, and I've read from a number of reports that once they are actually cooked or boiled, the carb content becomes negligible. So do what you want with that information. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below how you enjoyed these low carb Jicama fries. Hit that thumbs up button below, it really helps the channel. And as always, keep it keto.